5 of those years belonged to Dwayne Casey.
Did the championship belong to Casey?
Listen,
Was that the year?
I just said.
Oh,
just
okay.
said
No.
5 of them years.
Oh, Bacchanal.
And you're being very disrespectful. Yeah, welcome to B-Ball and Bacchanal. Yours truly, Dr. J, the Soca Prince, along with Patrice Forum, MD. Whoa.
Oh, Bacchanal.
No, the way you talking like Golden State win last year?
Smarties.
When you say he came up big,
Smarties.
you're insinuating that
Oh, Bacchanal.
5 of those years belonged to Dwayne Casey.
did the
something.
championship belong to Casey?
Listen,
Was that the year?
I just said.
Oh,
I just
okay.
said 5
No.
of them years.
Oh, Bacchanal.
And you're being very disrespectful. Yeah, welcome to B-Ball and Bacchanal. Yours truly, Dr. J, the Soca Prince, along with Patrice Forum, MD. Whoa.
Oh, Bacchanal.
No, the way you talking like Golden State win last year?
Smarties.
When you say he came up big,
Smarties.
you're insinuating that
Oh, Bacchanal.
5 of those years belonged to Dwayne Casey.
did the
something.
championship belong to Casey?
Listen,
Was that the year?
I just said.
Oh,
I just
okay.
said 5
No.
of them years.
Oh, Bacchanal.
And you're being very disrespectful. Yeah, welcome to B-Ball and Bacchanal. Yours truly, Dr. J, the Soca Prince, along with Patrice Forum, MD. Whoa.
Oh, Bacchanal.
No, the way you talking like Golden State win last year?
Smarties.
When you say he came up big,
Smarties.
you're insinuating that
Oh, Bacchanal.
5 of those years belonged to Dwayne Casey.
did the
something.
championship belong to Casey?
Listen,
Was that the year?
I just said.
Oh,
I just
okay.
said 5
No.
of them years.
Oh, Bacchanal.
And you're being very disrespectful. Yeah, welcome to B-Ball and Bacchanal. Yours truly, Dr. J, the Soca Prince, along with Patrice Forum, MD. Whoa.
Oh, Bacchanal.
No, the way you talking like Golden State win last year?
Smarties.
When you say he came up big,
Smarties.
you're insinuating that
Oh, Bacchanal.
5 of those years belonged to Dwayne Casey.
did the
something.
championship belong to Casey?
Listen,
Was that the year?
I just said.
Oh,
I just
okay.
said 5
No.
of them years.
Oh, Bacchanal.
And you're being very disrespectful. Yeah, welcome to B-Ball and Bacchanal. Yours truly, Dr. J, the Soca Prince, along with Patrice Forum, MD. Whoa.
Oh, Bacchanal.
No, the way you talking like Golden State win last year?
Smarties.
When you say he came up big,
Smarties.
you're insinuating that
Oh, Bacchanal.
5 of those years belonged to Dwayne Casey.
did the
something.
championship belong to Casey?
Listen,
Was that the year?
I just said.
Oh,
I just
okay.
said 5
No.
of them years.
Oh, Bacchanal.
And you're being very disrespectful. Yeah, welcome to B-Ball and Bacchanal. Yours truly, Dr. J, the Soca Prince, along with Patrice Forum, MD.
Aye. We live. B-Ball and Bacchanal. What's this? Episode 12, I think, right? Episode 12.
Yeah.
Yours truly, Dr. J, the Soca Prince. We have the Canadian Heineken here. Thank you with this. A premium Pilsner. We nice on the inside. I have my co-host, Patrice Forum, MD.
I was just about to ask, but I gave it an intro. Whoa.
Of course, the sponsor, Chelly's Hot Sauce, as you can see.
Jay,
A Magnum bottle here, you know.
Jay, the only thing missing is true story. I got at a party years ago and somebody ordered a jumbo Grey Goose. I ain't call that the Grey Goose, I call that the Grey Geese. And the thing only lighted up. I say, what is this thing lighted up? Jay, the part lighted the bottom of the thing and the thing only illuminated.
Yeah.
That's the only thing this thing missing. You see this thing big like the leg in the walls.
No,
What's that?
see, you don't need the bottle to light up because if you drink this,
Yeah.
it gonna light up your bubble. See, you don't worry about that. It gonna light up something.
That is what we try to avoid. This is a collector's edition. This is one of one. You understand? Who winning this?
Yeah, boy. This is impressive.
Speaking of impressive, we start the pool. Right? You know what it is, right?
Here we go. Is this what we're doing?
Not the Jordan pool, but we start. I'm thinking,
Nah, go on.
we start the pool.
Continue.
Hold on. Let me ask you a question. How West Indians always blow the top of the what you removing
This is
from the top of the can? Tell me. Why you blowing?
Condensation. But you just rubbing it around. You just rub it into the same thing. If I blow it as get it off, it is disintegrate. It is dissipate.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
If you have a birthday party,
Yeah.
and all your friends are around,
Yeah.
and you have a birthday cake,
Okay.
you blow them candles?
No.
All right, exactly.
But is only me alone consuming this? I don't share this with all my friends.
Droplets still exist, you understand?
Is that the
COVID!
example? That's the example we go with?
All right, listen. We start a pool here for the playoffs.
Unfortunately.
How you make out in the pool, dog? Talk to me.
I mean, to be honest, my internet browser has been down for a little bit, so I haven't been able to check in the last little bit.
Your internet browser now?
Yeah, it's sticky. Which I didn't even post. Like I was supposed to take a video just now, but internet's sticking in my phone, so it's unfortunate.
If we could talk to the sponsor.
If we could talk to our resident fact checker, Chris Jetty.
So
Smarties.
you could do the long range, the long range Wi-Fi.
If somebody could check, please. Yeah. Nah. I don't think I did that well. It was the last time I checked.
No, not too bad.
I don't think I did that well.
How you do last year?
Last year I did better than this year.
Well, they too hard to do better this year for that. Do I say any better?
Less worse.
It was less worse. Yeah.
You know, it was interesting to see the people who get, you know, the points in the first rounds, second round, third round, and thing, and just watching everybody pick Phoenix to beat Denver. You understand?
Yeah.
And now it's always amazing to hear all these stories come up after the fact.
Right.
Like, you see the Denver Nuggets, shout out the Denver Nuggets, shout out Jamal Murray, kitchen and very own. You've seen all these stories come out. LeBron, he lose, of course. You gotta talk to LeBron. Denver sweep the LA Lakers. You understand? The LA Lakers throw every punch they have at Denver, and they stand up and they take it. You understand? Talk to LeBron. LeBron very calculated. He know what he doing. He ain't sure what he doing.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody and the auntie know. LeBron come back next year. Understand? LeBron come out and say he had to go for surgery on the foot.
Throw the whole thing into
Smarties. Smarties. I know you had LeBron in the text. You could tell me LeBron really needed foot surgery after the fact.
I mean, yeah.
Let's be honest.
I mean, he looked like he was limping a little bit, no?
Jay, the fella old. Jay.
All right.
Jay.
Listen. One thing I will say, right?
Why? Hold on. Why person is always a start a sentence with listen? I listen.
No, but you're not listening.
You ever see?
All you studying is droplets on my beard.
You ever see Club the Frog in the Instagram? The post with the community?
Yeah.
I'm listening.
Pinkies up. I'm a basketball fan, right?
You kidding?
And I will be the first to say I don't watch plenty Denver basketball throughout the year.
We don't see it.
And Denver, well, with League Pass, you can see it if you choose to.
Okay, let's be honest. You have an illegal box like I do.
And you could choose any one
It's
of those
not
games.
League Pass.
You could
It's
choose
an
any.
illegal box.
You could choose
It's
any one of
okay,
those.
Jay. You're not going to get locked up in your premises. Okay? We have an illegal
I have
device.
League Pass. I
have
pay for
over
that.
10,000 channels.
Right? I pay
I'm
for that.
paying $11
I
a
watch
month.
basketball, you know? And you could choose if you want to see a game in a different market.
You ever deal with Rogers?
Right?
You sponsored?
No.
Okay.
But I like basketball, so I get the League Pass. You know who it was that sold me on it? It was Big C when we were at the barbershop and he was talking about with the League Pass you could watch these games and show you different stats. And
Right.
you remember that?
Yeah.
So from then I was like, I'm gonna make that investment. You know what I mean? Let my son have it on his iPad too. He can watch different things the following day and stuff. So I like that. I don't watch a lot of Denver Nuggets basketball. But Denver has been consistently great. They've been number one since Chetty. You could fact check this. Since December?
December, yeah.
What date in December? You're supposed to be so good with dates. Use the man who will tell me, boy, it was November 1989. I buck up Jay outside of a boat ride.
November 16th. But Jay, there's something different.
It was a week before Christmas because they were bigging it up going into the Christmas holiday.
You see?
Okay.
You see?
Chetty, boy.
Chetty.
You see it there?
It's not just the hot mayonnaise pepper
Oh,
sauce.
Bacchanal.
From the end of December, week before Christmas, right? they've been the number 1 seed in the US.
And nobody, listen, all they disrespect the team.
I did. All these teams made all these big changes. Some fared better than others. But Denver has stayed the course with the core that they have. But you have to admit, they add some good pieces. You know, was it Bruce Brown? Was that like you add some core, you add some core pieces.
And Contavious Caldwell.
Yes.
Contavious, I apologize. I didn't like the fella because he was playing with an ankle bracelet. And we still don't know what. Smarties, if you can tell me why he was wearing an ankle bracelet. I find these socks looking big. You understand?
Right.
You have a page on these socks or something.
Something going on.
Smarties, tell me why you have a page on these socks.
KCP.
Jay. The fella could hoop, boy.
Yeah.
I can't lie. Casey. Contavious. Right? I didn't even say that. Waste of time.
Yeah, man.
But Jay, the team don't play sexy basketball. That's what it is.
No.
It's San Antonio basketball all over again.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and similar to San Antonio, they're coached very well.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
When you listen to Malone,
Like, you know who your father is?
Carl?
Brandon Malone.
Who's the father? No?
You say Carl Malone?
Is he there, man? I studying with Malone.
Toronto Raptors first head coach, Brandon Malone.
That's it, that for real?
Who Isaiah Thomas bring in. Because Brandon Malone was assistant head coach to Chuck Daly in Detroit.
Really?
So that's why Isaiah Thomas bring him to the Raptors aside. You guess that?
Look at that. Look at that.
I didn't know more.
I see it. I'm proud of you.
Stop it.
So
Stop it.
again, Denver. I'm
Stop
not really following, but they're well coached. I love the talking points in the interviews, even when the Lakers and Malone just call a spade a spade. He said, "Listen, why are we talking about them? We're the one going to the finals. We won. You guys talk about you lose us so much." And it just shows how the media can be, right? And then you go on the other side of the coin.
Yeah.
How many people had Miami? Even the Miami fans
Even if
would
you
not
live in
have
Miami.
picked Miami.
Nobody.
You understand?
Agreed.
Miami beat Milwaukee, which nobody in the pool had.
No.
Then they come and,
They beat New York.
I mean, whatever, it's New York. But then to beat Boston.
Yeah.
Right?
Behave yourself.
No, but I'm saying it's not like you're one of the top 3 teams in the league.
It don't matter. We just say New York fans together. You understand? Julius Randle. He said that.
So you believe in Randall? This is Randall's fault?
Who was I gonna blame? He and Baby Duck. If I catch it and come out and listen, it's me and you. You 6'9", I talking all kind of thing. For the first time you swing a line down on the ground, everything hotel, the name hotel and all. Like, Jay, stop the music. I pull out all the songs on the ground. Party time. Everybody getting paid. Everybody
see, yeah. We all get a
Baby Duck, you're the first one smoking out of New York, eh? You're God. Good.
So when you watch Miami's rise, the way they've been able to quote unquote flip that switch, right? This whole playoff in me.
Hold on, they got 2 doors open.
Yeah, I cock up my foot inside the railing. Yeah.
Let me see what. All right.
I feel better, no?
No. There you go. I see how the 2 doors.
No, but you can't talk. This is the power. You know, this is the whole magic of TV. You can't see all this.
This TV?
You can. Yeah, we have
It's
Twitch
the
and
internet,
YouTube, bro.
It's the internet, but YouTube?
On YouTube, on your screen, bro.
All right.
So when you watch Miami's rise, nobody could have predicted that.
Nah.
But again, well coached.
Yeah.
Spoelstra.
Nah, Pat Riley.
Come on. You can't tell me Pat Riley's the coach. Spoelstra's the one. Did you see, and the lady sounded so familiar who asked the question. Did you see that clip that just happened where the lady had asked about how did you turn Jokic from a passer to a scorer? Did you see that clip?
No, not even that.
But it was the lady's voice sounded so familiar. I don't know if it was the Malika Andrews.
Was it
lady.
Hannah Storm? No.
I don't think so. She sounded like I've heard her more recent.
Yeah.
Right? And he's like, maybe to the untrained eye, it looked like that. And this is like in the media scrum, the finals, right? And he's like, maybe to the untrained eye. But this is one of the greatest basketball players. We don't turn him into a scorer.
Yeah.
He is a scorer.
Yeah.
He does what he has to do to make his team win or help his team win, right? So when I listen to him, I'm like, this guy's a proper coach.
Yeah.
Like he's not just there for, as you say, it's like a placeholder for.
He's not an XNO. He's not an XNO guy. Yeah.
This
Right.
guy, he has sense.
Yeah.
And when I listen to all the other interviews from the Heat, and it's similar. This is why I was going with the whole comparison with Denver. Everybody's story is like, even though Denver was number one,
Yeah.
and even though Miami came in off the play-in, both stories are, we're underdogs. Nobody looking at me. Nobody expected us to be here.
But let's be honest. Miami's really not a 7 seed team. Miami won the East.
They're 8.
8 seed.
Mhm.
Miami won the East last year.
Mhm.
Right? Injuries, whatever the case would be, they're really not an 8 seed team. Let's be honest.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they've been there.
Sure.
Right? Kerr came out yesterday and said that the head of the snake is really Jamal Murray.
Right.
What do you think about that?
It was an accurate statement, man.
So you feel Jamal Murray is the head of the snake?
I think, in the sense of, if you cut off the head, there's only so much for the body to do.
Yeah.
Right? And when you focus on Jokic, the problem is Jokic is so great. Like, I saw some of his passes in the first game especially.
Yeah.
Like, men are wide open, and it's because he shouldn't be able to pass the ball there.
He commands so much attention.
Right? So if he is the guy that gets everybody the ball and gets them going, he's not the one. You're never going to be able to cut that part off.
Mm.
So what it is we have to cut off the guy who has that momentum, where if Jamal Murray starts to get crazy, well, now, we have problems because we have to give him more attention. Now Jokic is doing more now. You know, Gordon's doing more, Porter's doing more. But if he's giving trouble, I think what ended up happening was Murray now is trying to get his own rhythm up. So he's hogging the ball a little bit more. It takes it out of what Denver does. And I think that's what they did proper in the fourth quarter. You know, because even that last play where he could have tied it, there was a point where there was enough time. He could have given the ball back to Jokic, you know.
No.
There was that screener roll and Jokic was at top of the key. And if you watch it, he could have passed it, but obviously Jokic would have had to take that quick shot.
Would you have taken a shot if you were Murray?
Of course.
Okay, yeah. Because if he took that shot,
I think every shooter
the whole
is
house would
going
have
to
came
take
down. The whole house would have came down.
Of course. Everybody wants to be that guy.
Because you remember, I think it was the Lakers series there. I don't know if it was game 3 or game 4. Murray couldn't hit nothing in the first half. He just kept shooting. And he got hot late. You know what I mean? So
Tatum did the same thing.
yeah.
I think all big-time scorers are the same way.
Speaking of Tatum, I done with Tatum, eh?
You can't be done with Tatum.
Jay, I see the fella, game 7 against Philadelphia, fella put up 51 points.
Right.
I say, all right. He turned the corner, you understand? They don't play well at home. We all know that. They go on the road, Miami win game, blah, 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 blah. They win 3 straight. This is what you do in game 7?
He turned his
Ankle.
in the first play of the game.
26 seconds.
As a basketball player,
No.
ankle is nothing. I see
You
Isaiah
can't say
Thomas.
that. You can't say that.
I see Isaiah Thomas.
Isaiah Thomas is also probably like 100 pounds lighter. When he twists his ankle like that,
Did you see one of the steals that he got, and he was going full speed to the basket to the layup? It don't look like his ankle was hurting then, eh? You saw that one, right? Yo,
listen.
if your knee goes, I get it. If your back goes, I get it. But your ankle, Jay, stop this. Isaiah Thomas scored 18 points, 18 points in a minute and 32 seconds on a severely sprained ankle. Kept going. Worry about it the next day.
That's what he did.
If it was bad, he would have sat out. No excuses, eh?
No, but he did sit out to avoid this talk you're giving us.
Listen,
But I'm saying that you can't say that it didn't affect him.
You train with guys like Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant don't say nothing, eh? Kobe Bryant don't say a word even after the season.
But he didn't say it. I'm saying it for him because it was clear. If you watch that game, you saw that it affected him. But he didn't use it as an excuse.
Is there anything on the planet softer than baby thighs?
What?
Jason Tatum. Baby thighs.
Oh, Bacchanal.
Soft. Thank you, Spiders. Soft like baby thighs. Jay.
The only thing
Jay.
softer
Jay.
than baby thighs?
I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Leave it at that, please, because you gotta go home. I don't want to know.
Oh, Bacchanal.
Okay.
Smarties? That's very appropriate. But listen.
Yeah.
When you had your boys
Wow.
and you held it for the first time, you said, wow, it's my job.
Yeah.
It's the head there, the arms. The tie soft, eh?
Okay, so Miami, right? I don't know where you're going with this conversation.
Jay.
What,
Oh,
Jay?
Bacchanal.
Boston. Talk about
No, I
Boston.
don't want to. Why are we talking about Boston?
Because.
Boston's old news. So we're going to talk about Lakers next
That's
too?
right. Well, we have to.
Why?
Because.
They got swept. I'm not spending time and energy.
Your first cousin on your dad's side, Smarties, is a Lakers fan.
Is he? I don't know if he's a Lakers fan anymore. He's waiting to see because the talk is Dallas
He's
and trade for
Dallas.
LeBron.
Okay, so now we have to talk about the Lakers now. So Kyrie comes out and
Right.
says that he wants LeBron
Yeah.
on Dallas.
But
So
you
now
know,
they're
but you
saying,
know why he's saying that though? Because all the talk. Listen,
I'm listening.
Kyrie gets front row seats, right, courtside to the Lakers game, right? Who do you think gives it to him? Obviously, it's LeBron or somebody high. This genie bus. Somebody says, you know, Kyrie, come and see the game. Come and see the team you're gonna be playing for. We know we can't.
He's not going to
Deal with
LA.
the tampering.
You know he's not going to LA.
D'Angelo Russell had the chance to solidify his spot.
How are you
And
coming
what
with a
did
minus
D'Angelo
50? Yo, he's minus 56, eh?
So what he did is he wet the bed. He knows he gone, right? And Kyrie sitting there with sage in his hand, saying, "Well, let's get rid of the Russell spirits." Yeah. Listen. So what is happening now, right? Is if you know Cuban is a guy, he's not gonna, I guess, give up what he gave up for you to come for this 3 months experiment.
Mhm.
Even though, let's call a spade, they tanked on purpose to make sure they didn't have to give up their lottery pick.
With that on purpose.
Dallas. When you watch how
when
bad.
Kyrie went there,
No, I'm
the
saying
tank.
at the beginning, they probably thought this would have given them a resurgence.
yes.
When they realize they're not winning and Luka's hurt and then they try to come back, they're like, listen. this
They
ain't
could land
working.
Wemby.
Right. We're just sitting out because anything above where they were at 10, anything above that, they lose their pick.
Right.
So they wouldn't even, because I think it was an automatic pick swap, but it's protected from 1 to 10.
Okay.
So they try a thing to get better odds to be in that. They end up at 10.
Right.
So they keep their pick.
Mhm.
So you could either use that as trade bait,
Mhm.
right? Because you're trying to get better now, obviously. So when you look at what they did, Cuban is not just going to allow him to walk. But there might have been like a wink, wink, nudge, nudge when they signed Kyrie to be like, hey, you know we can give you more money. If we're doing this, this is the place to, get back your mojo and your rep. You're with Luka, winning team, winning culture. He's like, yeah, don't worry, we're cool. He starts hearing all this talk.
Yeah.
You're at the Lakers game. You start seeing what's going on.
Yeah.
Mark Cuban called him out and said, hey, don't play the ass, You understand?
Don't pull out the belt.
We was good, Don't play the ass. He goes, don't worry, I got this. I know how to play the media.
Yeah.
So he comes and he says, listen, I don't like hearing my name and all these things. I didn't say anything because he knows it could hurt his bag in Dallas.
Yeah. He's not a max player.
It's still coming.
Regardless, he ain't a max player.
It's still coming, right?
Right.
Again, where there's smoke, there's fire.
Right.
So what does he say? In order to flip that switch, because everybody's saying, you're going to LA. LA's going to find a way to get Kyrie. What does Kyrie say? You know what? I want Dallas to get LeBron. This guy says the most insane thing. You have no pieces to trade.
Is it really insane though?
Of course it is. If LeBron goes to Dallas, right? Let's say, because he has a player option.
I thought he exercised it though.
To stay?
To stay for 2 more years with LA.
Okay, so if he has that, right, where he's supposed to stay for 2 more years, that means you have to.
What are you really doing in LA, LeBron? What are you doing in LA?
My point is, if he goes, right, let's say he goes to Dallas.
Yeah.
You have Kyrie Irving,
Draymond.
Luka.
You saw the picture, right?
Listen, I'm just talking about these 3. I don't know what else they're going to do.
Yeah.
But I'm saying Kyrie, Luka, and LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be the worst half-court defense in the history of the NBA. Everybody wants to be on the weak side to try to help.
Right.
Nobody's really defending.
Okay.
Yeah.
So even if you put a Draymond in there, he's what? Kyle Lowry's age? How old is he? Is he 36?
He's an old guy to run. He's an old guy.
Right.
An old guy, yeah.
So he's another guy that's looking to help. He'll give you like a 1-2 hard, Like
But he wants max money, which is weird.
Sorry?
He wants max money, which is weird.
Everybody wants max money.
Draymond.
Draymond wants max money. Everybody
I don't know
wants
how.
Chris, there's a lot of things that I want left too.
Everybody wants.
That's why he's saying he's leaving Golden State.
Was that?
That's why they're saying he's leaving Golden State because he wants max
This
money.
guy was saying even before he punched out Chris Poole. So this is Jordan Poole. I don't know who the guy's name is. I said, what time high school together with Chris Paul? Chris, I don't know where you are. It's been about 30 years. Shout out Chris Paul. You got me in trouble in grade 10 still. But before he knocked this guy out, he was talking he's a max player. So I think that's why the whole fight happened there. Right. Talking, Brick Morty, blah, blah, whatever. Draymond, you're done. Like, it's raps. It's done. You're not the same guy you are. Not the same guy you were. You're the old guy in the run. You see him there, man. The guys went up and down the court, you pulling jersey, all kind of thing. You're stepping on someone, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. But even if he's not a max player, the money because I saw there was a stat of Austin Reeves. And Smarties, you could put it in the chat there too, where they were saying
4 years, 100 million.
You could get 4 for 100, but that would have been
4 for 100 or 4 for 60.
4 for 100.
4 for 100.
It's 100, eh?
And Lakers will match it.
25.
He can get that now. Excuse me, but that would have been 4 for 60 or 4 for 50 before, like
right.
three, not even like that long ago.
You see, and
like 3-4 years ago, this contract that he could sign for the 100 would have been 50 or 60.
Do you realize if you're the worst player in the NBA, you're making $50 million a year? That's NBA now, eh?
Yeah, man.
TV.
So he's getting
that's
25.
all media money.
So he's making more than Fred VanVleet.
Well, we're saying there's a possibility. We don't know. He didn't sign it, right?
Right.
But again, this
He's
is
not
where
going back
they
to
are.
LA. He's not going back to LA.
We'll see. We'll see, right? But my point is, if these are the kind of contracts and the numbers that are passing, right? Yeah. So we could argue a guy like Josh Hart should get that kind of money from New York. We might argue that. We don't know.
Yeah.
Right? But now you end up like a Toronto Maple Leafs situation where you have so much money in your top 3 players where now you can't do anything. Can't do anything for the rest, right? But all these guys want this kind of money. So unless you're going into a situation where you really respect who those top 3 are, and you're like, you know what? I want to go into this and find other ways of making. So Draymond may say, if I go to LA and I'm working with AD, LeBron, we can get this ring. I will get this money elsewhere, especially if I'm still doing my podcasting and they're allowing me to do this. And this.
A shoe deal with Converse?
No, I'm talking with his podcast and all that stuff. And if he's a winner in LA, you know what I mean? As opposed to if Sacramento calls him,
what's the cap? 155 now? The cap's 155 million?
I don't know.
What's changing? CBA is getting
this year.
This year.
Right.
So it was 155.
I think
it's going up.
It's gonna go up, or they're gonna adjust it. It has to go up, I would assume. But
it's gonna go up with clauses.
Right.
Yeah.
This is crazy. The NHL cap is 84 million hard cap. Eh?
Yeah, hard cap.
Yeah, but if you watch though, like the amount of money that the NBA generates is way more than hockey, right?
I know, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So like they were talking about even that game, the Miami Boston game was the most watched, or one of the most watched
conference finals.
Yeah, game 7s or whatever.
Right?
Yeah, it's like, but the number was like astonishing. When I
Yeah.
heard that number, I was like, what? How many million? So think about how much
money watched it or how much they made.
No, watched it.
Watch, okay. Yeah.
Right? So think about you're using that number now to put towards the advertising.
Yeah.
And you're putting this towards, all this league revenue that, listen, basketball is on a tear now that you're bringing in Wemby. Now you're global, similar to what happened with Yao Ming and like all these big international.
Come
on, man.
And Vegas is getting the next NBA team.
Yeah. See? And now if Vegas gets the next NBA team.
Well, perfect. You trade Siakam there, man.
Let's go.
Grow the game, man.
Let's go. Grow the game. Let's grow.
Siakam, you can see many tables.
Listen, for me, I mean, we'll talk about this in the weeks to come on B-Ball and Bacchanal. Yeah. But
you want Kyle back?
I'm fine with breaking it down, because the way we're structured right now, it's not on the timeline of where
breaking down what?
The team.
No, breaking it up. You ain't breaking nothing down, eh? You're breaking it up. It's a full blow up. The whole team, everything. Scotty Barnes, the only thing that stays. Everything else gone.
Nah, I would keep maybe one extra.
Who? Malachi Flynn?
You see, you're very disrespectful.
Why?
What do you mean why?
You guys even have a coach?
Not yet.
I think we don't even have a coaching staff.
Bacchanal.
You know what? Listen, but I had this conversation with Jalen too, right?
Yeah.
My eldest, where we were discussing. I showed him, like, Vogel is gone to Phoenix, right? So when you go down the line, every team, there was like, I think 6 teams that needed a head coach. It was Toronto, Detroit, Phoenix, Philadelphia, Milwaukee.
And they got the guy from Toronto, Adrian Griffin.
Yeah. But was there one more? I said Detroit?
Yeah, Detroit, yeah.
Okay, so 5 or 6.
How did he get the bag in Detroit like that, man?
So when you
Montgomery.
So break it down. So all these teams got, so as you said, Milwaukee got rid of
Buds,
which
Raps
so disrespectful.
Raps can get Buds.
Listen, that was very disrespectful. The guy just lost his brother during the playoffs.
This is business, Jason.
But they were number one in
This is
the
business.
East. They were number one, fam, and they won the championship. Just
But he was gonna lose his job before that. You know that, right, Jay? He was going to lose his job. This is business. Nobody cares.
so you're right.
They
bring
paid for
Adrian
the
Griffin.
casket and the casket spray. You know the flowers up on top? They paid for that.
So they brought in Adrian Griffin. He used to be an assistant here, and he used to actually play in Milwaukee. You didn't know that. You didn't do your research.
No, but I do know that he had issues with his wife.
Yeah, or his ex. No, I guess I know. Because you're right. There was the Bacchanal was here when he was in Toronto, right?
Yes.
So then there was that, and then Phoenix let go of Montgomery, and now you're gonna tell me he went to where? Detroit, and he's the highest paid coach
by a country mile because he's getting the money from Phoenix and this new money.
No, but just the new money alone, he's getting the most out of all the coaches.
Yeah.
Just with that money alone.
But to do what though? With who?
But okay, so Dwayne Casey was
he fired himself up.
Right. So he's now president or GM, right?
Yeah.
So he's running basketball operations for Detroit.
Mm.
So I feel like the reason why they decided to pay him that money was to make sure that you don't go to Toronto, you don't go to any one of the other, because no, at that point I don't think there were any other opportunities. It was just.
Have you been to Detroit lately?
Detroit, which is why you had overpaid. This is where I'm going, right? If you look at Detroit.
Well, where did they get this money from?
Well, I think they're not paying, they don't have any max players on their roster.
But Jay, a ticket is $8 to go to the game out there, Jay. Where do you get this money
But
from?
it's going to go up now. I'm saying if you look at
What,
Detroit.
you say Montgomery?
No, my point
You
is,
see Montgomery.
my point is you have to establish a culture of winning. You have to show.
Bill Andrews not there, eh?
You're not understanding what I'm saying.
Rasheed Wallace is not there anymore.
But you're going to show that this is where we came from. This man have me mixing beers now. Look at this guy.
So now you've been to hiding. Hold on, did we answer that?
No, we put it in the freezer. He offered us things that was lukewarm. And then he put it in the freezer.
That was the point.
Excuse me. I appreciate that, man. I just want to take up the next team with somebody. Thank you.
You call that first.
All right. Appreciate that. So yeah. So when you, my whole thing with Detroit is they had to invest into that culture because nobody wants to go to Detroit. Detroit is not a sexy city. It's not a sexy state. Nobody necessarily, like college basketball, I guess, Michigan, whatever, but
Detroit is the armpit of America. Stop trying to sugarcoat it, okay?
It's not nice. But
it's between Detroit and Buffalo. Let's be honest.
Say Buffalo.
But if you don't put that money
Bacchanal.
when Cade Cunningham.
But where you getting the money from, Jay? You can't pull
but
blood from a stone.
No. You're telling me they don't? They're still sipping on the
money
from
80,
yeah, bro.
Over 87?
Because they haven't spent anything. The last big free agent or the big money they spent was probably Rip Hamilton, fam. They haven't spent money. Think about players.
Rasheed Wallace.
Rasheed Wallace is the biggest one?
Rasheed Wallace from Atlanta, yeah.
And what year was that? Rasheed Wallace is, come on. So it's 19 years. Think about when the last time they've actually spent money. Everybody's on these rookie deals. You spend, and then they trade.
Smarties, do me a favor, please. Pull up the cheapest tickets in Detroit for us, please. And throw it up on the...
He can't do all that. He's going to put it in the chat.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I'm not saying that Detroit is an amazing city with all these amenities. But I think if you are doing Casey, you have to now go and sell this dream to the ownership because you want to get paid more. So you have to go to them and say, listen, this is what I'm going to do. I just brought the guy who coached Phoenix to all these number one seeds. And if I bring this culture to Detroit, you're going to see that we're going to build back that whole bad boys, not in the sense of how they played, but the success that they had.
How hard is it to Phoenix? How hard is it to coach Phoenix though? You have Chris Paul, you have Book, and you have Kevin Durant. And a bunch of young guys.
Well, I mean, now they got Kevin Durant.
It's the desert.
No.
There's nothing to do out there, Jay, except for play basketball.
And golf.
Phoenix
Chris
hasn't
Paul do all the
always
work.
And golf.
Sorry?
And golf.
and go.
Yeah, it's easy though.
If you think about it, when during those times, right? Pistons' lowest ticket is $12.
Thank you, DJ Smarties. Jay, what out here in Toronto costs $12?
Bro,
You can't even get a curry chicken for $12, Jay.
can't, you know. You might be able to get like a Mary Brown's 2-piece for $12.
I don't know.
You might.
But with gravy, that's over 12.
Yeah.
And
If
you
you
need the
had the
gravy.
gravy, if you had the gravy, you're definitely over it.
What else you get for $12? Real quick.
A lineup?
Where?
Yeah.
Eglinton West?
Maybe. Not by you, I'll tell you that. I don't know where else. You can't get a FET for $12, I'll tell you that. No.
Did you have appreciation bet for $10? Appreciation bet? No?
In 94, I think.
Yeah. You didn't get much of $12 out here.
No.
Well, it's the same thing, like, especially, so Toronto stats, Toronto's the fourth highest ticket price in the NBA. So it's LA, sorry.
But I would argue
Yeah.
it's because we're also paying in that exchange. Like, as a party promoter, I always have to argue with the talent about charging me in US,
Yeah.
right? There's guys coming for Toronto Carnival, and these DJs are like, I want to be paid in US. And I'm like, King, you're going to be here for 3-4 days spending Canadian.
But they're paying the players in the US.
That's my point. So their exchange, right? Because if I'm paying all these guys $2,000 here, $3,000 here, all in US, and I have to make the exchange, I have to charge the patrons more money. So I think that's what's happening with Toronto, is that Toronto's paying all these players in US, and then we have to now come and charge Detroit pricing. They can't afford that.
See, the issue is with you Toronto fans,
Here we go.
which is Leafs and Raptors.
Here we go.
You guys are paying out the nose to watch losing seasons over and over again. So, listen carefully.
Smarties, fact check. When is the last time the Knicks won a championship, and when was the last time the Raptors won? Just for fun. Just humor me. Could you let me know what year Toronto Raptors won and what year the New York Knicks won? Because he's talking about how I watch losing seasons over and
The
over.
New York Yankees. The New York Yankees.
We're going with the Yankees now.
Yes, that's where we're going.
No, you just told me about
The
the
most.
Leafs.
The
Are you going to
most.
talk about the Argos next?
You
You want to
can't
talk about
Argos
lacrosse?
next.
You want to talk about lacrosse? The Toronto Rock?
Listen, the New York.
What are we doing?
Are you a fan?
I'm saying I know sports.
Are you a lacrosse fan?
I do sports.
The New York Yankees make sure they put a winning product in the field every year, because the New York fans, they're just not coming. So what
Okay.
you guys need to do is protest.
But it's also
Look at the
because you
defense.
have
Look
the
at the
Mets as
defense.
well. You have the Mets as well. There's competition.
Jake, there's only one. Okay, if you're a football fan, you live in New York. No one cares about the Jets. You know what the Jets
I
are?
care about the
The
Jets.
Jets are the default team. One of my clients, older guy named Chris. Chris, big yourself.
Chris Poole? Say
No,
Oh, okay.
other guy, Jewish guy. Chris says his
Is he
parents
Russian?
split when he was young. I don't know. Hopefully he is. Parents split when he was young. Older gentleman split when he was young. His dad said, "Listen, I want something for me and my son to do on weekends when I get my son, which is him." So his dad was a Giants fan, but he couldn't get Giants tickets. They were sold out. This is in the 1970s.
Mhm.
So what did he do? He got Jets tickets. He said, "Patrice, by default, I'm a Jets fan. There's not much of us out there." The Jets fans are default fans, Jay.
So you're saying that we're Raptors fans by default? Where are we
I'm
going?
not saying that. I'm saying every team, bigger states have two teams. So in LA, there's the Lakers and the Sacramento Kings. Who are
Clippers.
you taking? Sorry, the Clippers. No matter what happens,
Uh,
it's Lakers town.
right.
The Knicks and the Brooklyn Nets. It doesn't matter. KD goes there. I'll never forget. We were looking at tickets. Knicks 2 years ago, when they were playing Atlanta Hawks first round. Cheapest seat in there was $984.
Hmm.
We checked Brooklyn the day of. $69 cheapest seat. It doesn't matter. There's still one team in New York. I don't care.
Okay.
You could bring Bill Russell back from the dead. Bring Michael Jackson to play.
Right.
It's still one team in New York.
Okay.
Understand?
So, getting back to the point, right, is that the Raptors won in 2019.
Are you going to games next year?
Of course,
Why?
because I'm a fan of the team, and they're showing a lot of promise.
Listen, if you want to donate some money, you can put some money into the black community on York Street. There's only one us on York Street there. You can donate some money
So
this way.
2019 was the last time that the Raptors won.
Yes, the only time. The only chase Kawhi out the city.
The Knicks won in the year you might have been born. What?
No, I wasn't born in 1973.
So it was before you were born. So you've lived a life of losing, and you're talking about how I watched teams lose year after year. Every year you've been alive,
yes,
you haven't seen them win a championship.
But being a business owner, I can appreciate the business acumen of James Dolan. As the Knicks are worth $6 billion and they lose every year. It's
brilliant.
It boggles my mind.
That you still support them.
The Knicks are never done. Listen, I have to. I'm loyal.
Are you?
Jay, I only go to your fence, eh? All you other soca DJs out there, you will not see me in your fence. Just saying. Anyway.
You're so close.
I
saw you at another fete the other day.
What fete?
What?
Yo, dog, what fete went this year?
No. You go to other fetes. Anyway, the point is,
in Trinidad for Carnival, you were playing. Everybody was by the stand. I came and jammed by you.
Jammed by me? Behave yourself.
Oh, Bacchanal.
Behave yourself.
Dallin Rice? Yes. I feel like you like this thing. Right? I'm just saying.
All right. So I don't even know where I was going with this, right? But Detroit. So the issue with Detroit is
are you talking NBA Finals?
We're gonna get there. But the point with Detroit is
you missed playing Casey. Yes, I get it.
They've been losing as actually not even as long as the New York Knicks have been losing, right? Because Detroit has had some winning seasons.
Are the Knicks really losing though? We're worth $6 billion. Jay. Are we
really losing? It's all about W's.
And it's not. It's not. At the end of the day, it's really not.
Okay, so you could lose, but if your bottom line is that you have profited, you're good. Okay. All right. Cool. Then I guess we can argue Detroit has done well because they haven't spent money in the last
and they haven't made anything either.
Right.
Dude, if you leave Toronto, look at Minnesota.
I don't think he's beating me in the pool. This guy picked Minnesota to win the championship, and he's even beating me in the pool. Rudy
gave comedy party fashionably late. You know what I mean? Listen, I'm just saying. At the end of the day, if you're getting a ticket for $12, Jay,
that's not courtside.
Listen, I'm not going courtside.
Yeah, but you see, listen. I'll tell you what my issue is with people like you.
Okay.
Let me tell you my issue with people.
No. The cheapest seat in the ACC is what? $150?
And the complaint is that we outprice the real fan. So Detroit is a working town, right? Detroit is a working town. You give tickets that are cheap for them.
Here we go.
Give them.
Was this Hamilton?
You give them a $12.
Was this Cops Coliseum?
Yeah, that Detroit is the Hamilton of the States then. You understand? So you give them a cheap ticket and all of a sudden Detroit is the bad guy. They're trying to give the working man, the working woman a lie and say, come and enjoy a night of entertainment.
And what is your Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, doing? Tell me.
The only argument I would say, right, that Detroit has to worry about is that if people are starting to look for money, players, and you tell them, well, we don't have it, and your coach is the highest paid coach in the entire league, it sends the wrong signal. So Detroit is going to have to figure out what they're doing, and I don't know which free agents that are available that they're going to want to open up the wallet to. Is it going to be in Austin Reeves type players? Is it going to be a Dylan Brooks? Because I think they're going to need to make a
Austin Reeves is not going to Detroit.
But he's a restricted free agent. So basically somebody's going to give him a ton of money, and similar to what Phoenix did with Ayton.
Austin Reeves looked like one of them fellas from Beverly Hills 90210. You feel he go to Detroit?
Listen, he going wherever the money is. If somebody signs him and then Lakers say, well, now we're not going to match it, then he's gone. But I feel Lakers are going to match whatever because
they have to.
He's thriving where he is, and yeah, there's no other option. But back to the finals now. Then we talk about
All right.
Denver, Miami.
All right, I'll go take this one.
Break it down.
I still can't put together this puzzle, because I know what Miami doing.
I thought it was going to be a sweep.
No.
I thought it was going to be a sweep.
The NBA need a revenue game.
Yeah, but we said that with LA. Then Denver was like,
I said that. I said revenue game.
yes.
Smarties, factory that for me, please.
You and I spoke, and you told me there's going to be a revenue game. It might be Denver in 5.
This is definitely Denver in 5, Denver in 6. Miami's not beating them. You see the way these guys shot the lights up? They're not doing this for 7 games. There's no way.
Okay. I don't know. And then Tyler Hero supposed to come back.
Supposed to, but now they
But he doesn't want to.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, the last thing I read was that Hero doesn't want to disturb the rhythm of the team. So I think if they were down 0-2, you have to shake things up. But the fact that they won this game, you don't want to go and put in a guy that is going to demand the ball and is trying to get his rhythm back. So I don't think he plays in game 3.
But I think he's a liability though, because as great as an offense, he can't defend.
Neither does Duncan Robinson, and he found his way, man. Duncan Robinson could not see the floor during the regular season because he was such a defensive liability. And when you watch him now, like I think when you're hot and your team is playing well, like I'm sure you see this on your son's teams too. When your team starts to do well, the whole team plays with the energy. I watched this on my son's basketball team as well. It's like they can't defend anything, and as soon as you get a 1 steal, things start to turn. Everybody's locked in on defense. Even the worst defensive player on our team is playing wicked defense.
Yeah.
The kid who used to get yelled by the coach and say, "Hey, didn't I tell you what to do?" You know, he's playing defense properly because they're all dialed in because they're feeding off of each other's energy. Yeah. And that's what I saw with Duncan Robinson. Like Duncan Robinson is flexing and thing. Like how?
Because he's also part of the offense now. So like one of the things that you hear from a coach, right? Like, score, but if you defend, you stay in the game.
Yeah.
And he's doing both, so that's why he's getting more minutes.
Exactly. He's playing on both sides of the floor. He's not no minus 57. You understand?
All right. So what do you call it this series?
Listen, up to last night, I would say it was a sweep. On the boat ride, I'm there, Lyman. Flex got next. He's one of the guys at the top of our pool right now. He's a Miami Heat fan.
Right now, the pool done.
Well, true. So he didn't even pick Miami this far, right? Yeah. They were doing a video, him and a soca artist, Miguel Maestre from Toronto. And Miguel's like, hey, so how much you say? You know, Miami and whatever. They come to me and I'm like, Miami is going home in 4. Miami's not winning. What I saw in game 1, they didn't have any urgency. They didn't have, like, it just seemed like anything they tried to do, Denver was better at. Yeah. Right? And when players like Aaron Gordon start playing with that type of urgency, and like attack in that, like, bro, I'm like, there's no way you can't beat this team because the players that will score 8 points are scoring 12 in the first quarter. Yeah, that's good sense for you, then, right? But they end up winning last night. Yeah, and I'm watching this thing and I'm like, okay, watch the highlights because I was out last night. So I watched the highlights and I'm like, okay, if this is how, as you said, men are getting like so hot. Yeah. Gabe Vincent, fam? You know what I mean? Max Strus, Robinson, like, no. So I'm surprised. I'm Martin. I'm surprised. But what is great is that these are 2 great teams that are so well coached. I want to see the next chess match because Denver's going to do something different. Yeah. Miami's going to do something different. Who's going to take game 3? I can't see Miami winning this series, but after last night, like, I didn't think Miami would beat Boston. When they were up 3-0, and you're like, okay, it's like a cakewalk, and then Boston starts coming back and says, well, let us win 1. Yeah. They win 1. Then they won 2. Then they won 3. Yeah. Then we go to game 7, I'm like, Miami's not built for this. Right. Yeah. Right? And then, as we talked about, Tatum rolled his ankle, and like they couldn't catch themselves. Against Milwaukee. I didn't expect them to beat them, but that was in 5 games? Yeah. Right? New York, I kind of expected it, but that's just because I don't like New York. But I'm sure odds makers weren't thinking that it would have been how, what's the word I'm looking for? Dominating? what's the word I'm looking against New York? It wasn't as such a slap. What's the word?
Hush your mouth and talk to the people at home, please. Hush your mouth.
I tried to study the
Oh,
word.
Bacchanal.
But yeah, so I mean, Miami keeps surprising me, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
And they're doing it in different ways, right? It's not just Jimmy Butler or Himmy Butler taking over like he did against you guys.
He hasn't dominated yet. Right?
Yeah, he hasn't. He hasn't truly dominated in this finals.
So that's all right.
Yeah, that's simple. I know what you're trying to say.
Remix it.
Smarties, boy. So the NBC said, what?
Trying to remix things.
Yeah, but
They also have the finals advantage on them too, right? Like in terms of like Denver's green at being on this stage.
Yeah.
Listen,
Right?
what I see from Jokic in the second half, I think they stand a chance. Miami still is. I mean, them fellas shoot the lights out there. Miami shoot the lights out. You feel like they do that all the time?
It's Denver series to win. I agree.
You can't listen. There come a time where the way them fellas shooting, they miss, they hitting everything.
Yeah.
They can't keep that up for the rest of the series. You understand?
Yeah, I agree.
And the way Jokic, when they come with that same play, the man to bring the ball up, Jokic stand right at the top of the key. Jokic, he get the ball, he turn and he pivot, and then just call all kind of comments. Them fellas don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Aaron Gordon only running the baseline. Get a little small pass and thing. Jamal Murray. Them fellas get lucky last night.
Yeah.
Let me be honest.
Yeah.
Them fellas get lucky last night. Denver went through a little primary stage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They get ahead of themselves a little bit and they push a little bit too much and they rush a little bit too much. But these fellas can't keep up. No way. Jimmy Butler, listen, he had the series scoring 51 points against New York and thing, but he nice, but he really ain't that guy. Let me be honest.
Yeah.
He nice, he inconsistent. You know what I mean? You gotta show me that all the time.
So
You know
how
what I
many games do you have to score?
6.
6, eh? I'll say this: if this goes to 6 games, because I believe the 6 games should be in Miami.
All right, listen. If it go to 6 games,
Then I'll go to Miami. I'm gonna watch the game in Miami.
No,
I don't know where you going with this.
No,
I tell you, I go
to
to the heat of Miami. I'm not going with this heat.
and you could drink this whole thing.
No, I go to the heat of Miami.
It will be cheaper.
Nah. Cheaper than the hospital bill? Because I have nah. I go to Miami.
Yeah, where?
I go to Miami. Because I think it's a Thursday.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah? There we go. You come in?
All 4 of us.
I supposed to be there game 3.
Look how you showing off on me,
No,
what?
I say I supposed to be. I say I go in.
Oh,
Supposed to be.
okay.
Hey, PK, yeah.
What
The ticket said.
oh, because you're gonna see Florida Panthers one day and then go to the Heat.
Now, but he going down. He said he going down.
Oh, okay.
He said, let me do a thing.
Should
He
be
said,
nice.
no.
Take advantage of that, man. You can watch Denver up close.
Yeah, well, I mean,
You gonna wear a Denver jersey or what you gonna?
that's all. I think Denver winning the next 2 games in Miami.
I don't know.
Listen, you see them fellas? Everything Miami have to offer. Poppy Steakhouse, Tootsie's second row,
Right.
second floor shoulder rub, all kind of thing. They ain't in that, you understand? Them fellas going home to the hotel and reading scripture, all kind of thing, you understand? And watching it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true.
This San Antonio.
Yeah.
You understand? This San Antonio basketball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I like Denver, man. I like watching that first game. I'm like,
Yeah.
they're not in the same class.
This fella Jokic, and I think it was the 3rd quarter, the fella get 3 bad calls against him. When I try to get 3 bad calls against, they keep foul, 3 bad calls, the fella, and he just keep pushing. He keep pushing, and nobody could stop the fella down low, and he only attacking back. Can't do nothing.
I want to call one. Let me read.
Go ahead.
No. I just hear you say about 3 different loose comments and that span.
Oh, Bacchanal.
Yes, Martins, yeah, jokes, eh?
You see, it's down low. You get it.
And you start to attack. Hey, this is Martins.
And where are you attacking? in the Bamba.
The basket, I
Oh, Bacchanal.
said,
You said you're talking about.
I said, Bob, you said Baba.
I mean,
You want to be first also? This Baba. Listen,
yeah,
the NBA is in good shape.
yeah, 100%.
LeBron can retire tomorrow. Nobody will care.
No,
Remember Jordan?
we'll care.
No, Jay, it's not the same as when Jordan in 1998. When Jordan was leaving, the league was like.
You want to go into the cackle one time? Because it feels like you're going down that lane.
All right, let me start.
You want me first or you first?
You go ahead. Yeah. No, you just start the thing.
All right. There's so many directions we could have gone in, right? I see Adam Silver come out and say he has a decision regarding John Morant, but he doesn't want to take away from the teams, so he won't announce anything yet. But I mean, in the past, a penalty is a penalty. If you had to say something, you had to say something.
He doesn't want to get in the way of the finals, I don't think.
Cool. But this could draw attention to the finals. All press, bad press, good press, still press, right? Regardless. Usually I give a long soliloquy before we get to who it is. But I was going to tell you straight who gets in this cackle award, right? For me. We haven't been on in like 3 weeks.
2 weeks.
Philadelphia 76ers. Right? The whole organization. I will tell you why.
That's a blanket.
It's a blanket we give it, right? I will tell you why.
Blanket like Michael Jackson.
No. The only one that is exempt from this is Tyrese Maxey. Because that's my son's favorite player and he didn't do nothing to deserve.
What PG Tucker?
Actually, his shoe collection nice, so he'll be exempt too. Yeah. But everybody else, they gets in this blanket, right? That's another why. So Philadelphia decides after the season that they had, where you get Embiid, the MVP, right? This is the same player who come out and say, "I don't really care for this award." Do you remember that? Embiid come out and say he don't really care for it, but he wasn't sure what was happening, right? When he win, he starts to cry, half court, holy child and thing. But he didn't care before, right? Cool, we'll see.
It's not cool, but okay.
This is why he's part of this blanket award, right?
I agree.
Cool. So I just go in the levels. We go up. So watching Embiid, when you win the award, you talk about, I want to thank my teammates. You know, without you, couldn't have done this. When they lose the game, they're out. He turned around in the interview. I can't do this alone. It can't just be me and James, man. It can't just be me and James. But this is the guy, him and James were the worst two players on Philadelphia.
5 for 13, game 7. Smarties fact check that, please.
Right?
The MVP. That's your MVP.
This is your MVP.
5 for 13.
Your other three starters, way better, plus minus, way better averages, shooting percentages, all that stuff.
Tobias Harris.
Yep.
All
Even
Tobias
better.
Harris, right? But you come out and you say, it can't just be me and James. Cool. I'm not even talking like the jokes that could happen that you fired Doc Rivers and you hire Nick Nurse. Like
Glenn
all
Rivers.
these things.
Glenn Rivers.
No, but it's the whole Doc Nurse fault. So with all the jokes that could happen, we're not even doing that. You went from a doc to a nurse. We get it. A lot of coaches were available. You choose the coach that your MVP and star player has talked disparagingly about. Disparagingly, I can't remember the word. You bad talk man.
Yeah.
Because there was a time where I think it was it the series before maybe, where he said, these guys were trying to be like Nick Nurse begging for fouls or something like that. I don't think it was the last series with Boston. It might have been the series before. Can't remember who they played. Cleveland, maybe? Anyway, the point is, it wasn't even Toronto they played. And
Brooklyn.
He used Nick Nurse. It was Brooklyn?
Yeah.
And he used Nick Nurse's name in the sense of asking for fouls or arguing for fouls, crying for fouls, as he put it, right? Now, obviously, yes, you have to get Morey, who the backstory is Morey was in Houston and his G League team was coached by Nurse.
How is Morey still even around after that whole comment with it? Go ahead.
Right? So you have all that.
Yeah.
So you bring in Nick Nurse. Nick Nurse's first press conference. He asked the man a direct question. Media scrum.
Yeah.
Now, you've done your own media scrum. They'll have people that they may field questions and say these are the type of questions going to be asked, right? They also know who to ask, because they're not going to take any like
Random
person.
It's filtered.
Right? Like they know who the reputable people are who ask these kind of questions.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the guys that they picked to ask the question says, "Hey, James Harden might decline his player option. Do you want him back on your team?" Nick Nurse says, "James Harden's a great player." And then they said, "Well, Coach Nurse, with all due respect, like you didn't answer the question." And then you see Nick Nurse like, and he looked down and he's like, James has a decision to make. If he chooses to come back, like we love him here.
This is that.
This is your first press conference. So clearly the writing on the wall. And this is why I've given a blanket to the whole of the Philadelphia 76ers organization.
PR.
I love Coach Nurse, right? When he was in Toronto. It didn't end as well as I would have liked.
You love the guy in 2019.
No, even before that. When they first brought him and he was the assistant with Casey, I thought he was the guy that we needed. I liked how he was. I bought his book. I read the book. I understand his mindset when it comes to the X's and O's. Like this guy actually takes some football plays and executes that on the basketball court. Like he thinks different. He's not afraid to do, as Embiid has called it, like wonky plays, the whole box and one and all that kind of stuff, right?
High school.
I don't mind that.
Yeah.
But as Chetty was just saying that just now, it's like there's certain PR that, we're all professionals. We all do these things at a high level, and there's certain things that you have to go through. Like from point A to point B. This is the direction we have to go.
Yeah.
And
stay within these lanes.
Right? And if I am the head of this organization and we have the 2023 MVP of the league for the regular season, right? Who has been trying for the past couple of years and has come second, scoring champion. We have him. We want you to be happy. We really fleeced Brooklyn, got rid of Ben Simmons, brought in James Harden.
Yeah.
He didn't like Doc Rivers. We get rid of Doc Rivers, apparently, right? We get rid of Doc Rivers, bring in a coach that ends up not really talking that convincingly to say like he wants you here. And then, in my opinion, it's like I'm watching how this whole thing is playing out, and I'm like, is Embiid going to be traded? Because I'm not understanding where this is going, right? When we brought in Kawhi in Toronto, they said that was one of the first things that he did. Is he sat down with Nurse, and Nurse had his whiteboard. That was in his book, actually. He's drawn up all these plays and saying he wants to do this, he can do this to help him get better. One of Nurse's things, and he even said that in that same interview where he said what he likes to do is he wants to put players in a position to make money on the next contract. Because the better you do, the more money you're going to make, and the better you make our team.
Well, obviously he's going to say that.
No, but I'm just saying that's his philosophy. There's a lot of other coaches that they don't care how good you are or for you to get better in your skills for the team. They just want the team to do better. And if the team it's all about Devin Booker, it's about him. They're not studying Mikal Bridges at the time. Right? But apparently that's Nick's thing. And if you watch in Toronto, like aside from this last season with the bench, and that's why I said I haven't really been feeling him this past year. Before that, it's all about development. It's about getting these players better. You watch Pascal, who's gotten incrementally, better. OG, better. Where now the guys are saying, like, I want to be the first option. OG was never a first option.
Never
thought before, right? But you put these guys in positions to get better. So when your number is called, you become better.
Right.
And I'm seeing you go into Philadelphia, and you're already like not doing what it seems like you should be doing, unless they know stuff that we don't know,
right?
Which is a possibility, right? Maybe it's already known that James isn't coming back.
He's out.
And he's out, and it's like, why are you going to waste my breath? Because he came in there, and they said, you know what, listen, don't study James.
Yeah.
He's on a private jet to Paris, and he gonna go straight to Houston after. He like the strip club there. He ain't coming back.
When I got his bag in Paris.
Right?
Yeah.
Perhaps that's the case. And I'm talking on a term, right? Maybe. But when I look at all these other things from Embiid, who's like a loose cannon on his own, as an MVP and the leader of your team, you're not supposed to throw everybody under the bus. He did that. Maury, like, just the fact his name is Nurse and I had a guy named Doc, I'm not hiring you, fam. I'm going for somebody else. Just your name alone. That ever happened to you?
No.
If you dated a girl, right? And her name was, I don't know. Pick it up. Because I don't want to say a name and then
No, not me. Wrong.
So
Wrong analogy.
So, see, okay.
You're barking up the wrong tree. Eh? I ain't touching. What to this fella?
Staying away.
Yes.
Staying away.
Anyway, you date somebody else and it's a
So
similar
much
name,
kind of said for there.
right? You start to date somebody else and she had a similar name. Like, I can't go through with this because it's reminding me of this from, like, it's a no, fam. It's a no. So I think the whole of Philadelphia, I don't like you, and I given this 6 months before they pelt was it? You tell me batteries in a snowball or something. So is that what they did to Santa?
Yes.
Right? Something is gonna happen to Nick Nurse. As nice as he is, he has a foundation, all kind of nice thing it is do for the community. Philadelphia's not gonna like you.
Who cares? It's a tax write-off. Let's be honest, Dave. Who cares?
It's over for you, Nurse. But yeah, whole of Philadelphia, a blanket Coca-Cola award. Take that, put it in your pipe and smoke it. Get on the tables, whatever you had to do.
Oh no! No! 3D! 3D! It's over!
What do you put the logo? Put the logo? Put the whole city? The states? What do you do?
I didn't see it. Black screen.
All right, there we go.
So before we continue on to my caco of the week, as my buddy said this to me, Jay, read my response to Nick Nurse being signed to the Philadelphia 76ers. Read that, please. My text message. This is what day? Monday, May 29th.
Yeah.
Read my reply to my friend sending me Nick Nurse being signed by the Philadelphia 76ers. Jay?
He said, City of Brotherly Love. I've seen this movie before. They will run him out of Dodge in 24 months. So 2 years is your prediction.
24 months.
All right.
Outofthere.com.
Are you that guy?
I've seen...
When your kid is 2, it's 2. It's not 24 months. Are you that guy?
Jay?
My child is 37 months.
Your
Oh,
child is
Bacchanal.
as a barber, Jay,
Uh-huh.
you gotta put more meat on the bone. You can't just say 2 years. It's too
Okay.
easy.
2 years.
24 months.
Okay.
You know what I mean? 2 weeks a fortnight. You gotta give me a little bit
A
more.
little bit more.
You know what I mean?
So when I pay for a haircut, you're like, oh, would you like a lineup and a taper?
Absolutely not. I feel like Heidi Opera. So this party, I feel like party playing Rocky for the outside.
I'm raising the volume right now. Yes.
But I raising the volume. look at it.
Let's go.
Look
It's
at
the
it.
magic of TV. Let's go. I need a cackle award. Let's go.
I can't see this thing right here. This ridiculous. This run around this service. Somebody get how comfortable about it.
Go.
All right, listen.
I mean,
All right. I'm saying that because me being the sports fan I am, I've seen Philadelphia fans throw snowballs at Santa Claus at Christmas time with batteries in them. Michael Irvin got injured on the field. Cowboys, and you're a Cowboys guy, almost broke his neck. They cheered him when he came off the field. I see these fans. One of my clients, I'm not going to say his name, he told me, which I didn't know, that there's a jail in the bottom of Veteran Stadium. Right? What? In Philadelphia. He actually spent time in the jail downstairs. Long story short, sorry, I got to give the story.
mm-hmm.
He knows I'm not calling he knows who he is. Washington Redskins fan at the time is now the Washington Commanders. He's wearing a Sean Taylor jersey. Rest in peace, Sean Taylor. Guys behind him in the stands. They're cheering, arguing, beefing, whatever, laughing, whatever. Guy throws a beer on him. He's the only one wearing a Washington Redskins jersey in the stands, which you shouldn't be doing in Philadelphia. He doesn't care. Throws a beer on him. He looks back. He says, "Yo, you throw that beer?" He goes, "Yeah, I did. What are you going to do about it?" So my guy turns around, and he's in the aisle here. So he decides to throw a punch at this guy before his hand even gets past his face. Security guard comes down and blocks the punch, grabs him, ushers him downstairs to the holding cell in the bottom of Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia.
Wow.
Now, which I didn't even know they even had one. So the two places in the NFL that have jails is LA, Raiders, now moved to Vegas, and Philadelphia.
Wow.
So he's spending time downstairs in the holding cell. So I'm like, okay, great, you got to watch a game later. He's like, no, it's jail downstairs. Philadelphia, city of brotherly love. Have you been to Philadelphia? Chris, you seen the Rocky statue? Not a lot of brotherly love out there in Philadelphia. Nick Nurse, 24 months. Just to add.
I say less.
Sorry?
Less.
You say less?
Nah, man, he's got to last.
But you said it. Isn't me gonna stay?
Yeah.
Don't forget, it's not 2 full seasons, right? It's an off season, right? So that's what could shorten his 24 months.
Yes. Great point, Doc. Now, my Kako. King James. Now. Now, there's a fella who done something remarkable, played 20 years in the NBA, right? Now, we see the demise of LeBron James. He's slowly going down, you understand? Now, every season, these delusional LeBron James and Lakers fans that say, don't worry about that, next year he'll come back better. You can't put the tread back on the tire. You understand? Once the tread gone, that's it. You gotta go by Winston and get the tires changed. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
You gotta change the tires. Again, we had the bracket, we had the pool, nobody picked Denver at all. Denver come and sweep the Lakers. And I would say 10-40, they give the Lakers a cut ass, you understand? They cut their ass. So, with that being said, post-game interview, nobody even want to talk to the Denver Nuggets, you understand?
Right.
Nobody care what Jamal had to say. Yo, Kitch will get them a little dry talk, you understand? Let me hear what I have to say. So you would say, they talk to the people they trust in the media.
Right.
They go ask the right questions. LeBron, you're coming back. LeBron is very calculated.
He is. Yeah.
He said he don't know if he's coming back. You move to LA, your son Bronny going to USC. You say you want to play with the fella. I still don't know if your son want to play with you. Because if it's me, I want to play with the father. Because I don't want to bunk with you.
No, he probably wants that 1 year, just for the history. I can see
What?
it.
It could be for one game.
What?
Technically.
No, it's gonna be 1 year.
But what does your son want to do is the question. You know what I mean? I feel Bronny don't want to play with the father.
They're playing in Vegas.
Nah. If I had LeBron, I would take a year off and then come back next year. You know what I'm saying? If I had LeBron.
Which is why he wanted to do the foot surgery. That's his year off.
You can let me Mr. Coca-Cola.
Sorry.
You're titled.
You turn and you ask me a question.
You're titled.
You ask me a
You're
question.
titled. You're reading my playbook. This fella.
Are you attacking Bam?
This fella decided to come
Oh,
out and
Bacchanal.
I finish it, you guys. This fella come out and say he didn't know if he want to retire or he want to play again. So for the next week, ESPN, First Take, Get Up, everything, they're only talking about. Nobody talking about Denver sweeping the Lakers. You understand? I can't say no problem. It's a big problem. Because nobody saw this coming in. Nobody. Anthony Davis, we know what Davis is now. I know what Davis was the whole series. Me, I know. Because Them fellas saying Anthony Davis is an old 30 years old. He ain't no young 30, he's an old 30 years old because at the end of the games, Davis was more gas than Jokic. And Davis looked like he in better shape than Jokic. Look like, you know what I'm saying? You talk to LeBron. LeBron know what he doing. Then the next day come out, LeBron James had to go for surgery. So you ain't feel LeBron orchestrate that. If I go in for surgery, you could easily 450 players in the NBA. How much players go for surgery after the season done? Let me even say 5% of the players go for surgery. You understand? Kobe the same thing. Kobe getting injured all kind of thing. Kobe ain't telling nobody nothing. Kobe had surgery we even know about until he fell dead. You know what I mean? LeBron come out and say he had to get a foot operation, all kind of thing. LeBron, you're old. 20 years in the league. Nobody expected to be doing what you're doing, which is good.
Listen, from now on, it has to stay like this, you know.
Dallin Rice.
It's staying like this, you know.
Listen, we only have so much money to pay.
Man on point though.
Yeah.
He charging per sound effect.
Listen.
Big up Smarties. Big up.
Listen. Smarties, you get 5 a song effect. Listen, you have. That being said, listen, this money run out. Smarties, pull LeBron to the table because listen, this money coming short. LeBron to the table, Smith, please.
Oh no! No! 3D! It's over!
Let me add to that though. Like, I hear you. LeBron though is going to get the farewell tour. Kobe was the last one to get it. And what LeBron did for the league, and you know,
I don't
like
think
it's gonna happen that way. I feel like, and then
for sure.
I feel like he has a little bit more weight in terms of like how the league's gonna kind of navigate moving forward, but probably more than a player should have. But imagine what Jordan did in the '90s in terms of like mitigating certain things about the league. I think LeBron probably has just as much weight to do that as well.
Yeah,
whatever that works out to be.
I don't disagree with you. I think the difference with LeBron is we live in a very social media driven world right now compared to before. So that whole media tour, like there's certain, we could probably name on one hand how many players deserve what LeBron could potentially get in a final season, right? So aside from him, you probably say Steph Curry would get something like that.
Giannis.
Right? Giannis could potentially get that.
Siakam.
On his trajectory, something like that. And who else? Who else would really get or command that type? Again, we're talking longevity. It's hard to predict who's going to be in the league 20 years performing at that level.
Yeah.
But are we really talking about money though? Like for him, because remember he made $90 million before he stepped on the court as a player, right?
Yeah, no, but it's not about money. I think
that's what I'm saying. Like it's not about
level. No, but at this level, that whole final tour whirlwind.
The league owes him.
Yes.
Because the league has made billions of dollars off of it.
And do
you
you
remember
really
owe him?
Who was it that made the comment?
You think so?
Generational player.
Who was it that made that comment?
What was that?
Where was it Kevin Garnett? No, it can't be Kevin Garnett. Somebody told Paul Pierce, nobody's giving you like the last. Who was it, man? Somebody gave him.
Somebody called him out on
it was
air.
KG. It was
No, because he was on the same team.
It was somebody. Yeah, outside of Boston.
Smarty. Yeah.
Was he on the Clippers at the time?
Yo, somebody
Clippers
snubbed him
at the
nice.
end, right?
Somebody snubbed him nice.
Was Paul Pierce at the Clippers at the end?
I don't remember, but there was a talk where a guy.
You're not getting no farewell tour.
Right.
Kobe had it at the same time.
Kobe had it. Paul Pierce, you're not getting that. Well, it's Draymond. He said Draymond Green.
Richard Jefferson. Wasn't it him?
Okay, you're drinking. So
My Google.
Richard Jefferson cannot give anybody talk.
He's hilarious though.
Yeah. Honestly, like
That was a phone on top. That was in there.
He called out Tristan Thompson the other day. He's like, you came out of retirement to play for the Lakers, and then you're out, and then you're all of a sudden on the show. He called him out on that.
Wow.
And Tristan was like,
Draymond?
Jefferson.
RJ?
Yeah.
On the panel?
Jefferson, yeah.
Live.
Okay, so quick question.
Yeah. I don't like RJ.
Side related. No. But we're seeing how there's a lot of former players that are taking up that space, right? So, as I'm sure everybody has seen, Shannon Sharp agreed to a buyout on F1.
Big buyout.
Huge. Right? So he's no longer with Skip Bayless.
In perpetuity.
It's either ESPN or he's going to go on his own. Yeah. Like, we don't know what he's going to decide to do. Because he has his own podcast. He has his own thing right now.
Yeah.
Different, obviously. But I guess what I want to ask you is, if you had to put somebody in place of Shannon to be with Skip Bayless, who would you pick?
Michael Irvin.
Really?
The playmaker, Michael Irvin.
Draymond? Interesting.
But Draymond's making more money on his
He's
side.
working though. Like he can't be out there every day.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's a contradiction, right?
Michael Irvin.
I look at what Shannon has done, and I say Kendrick Perkins is that guy.
Huh? Yeah.
Kendrick is like, again, I don't know if they want to do the exact same thing.
Kendrick works well with a panel of like 3, and he's the 4th.
Mm-hmm.
To be one-on-one, Perk talks a little bit too slow for that. Then the show would have to be like 8 hours.
I don't know, man. When I first watched Shannon, I thought Shannon was a pack of crap too.
And you tell me that this is what you talking about, Jay? Come on, this is impossible, Jay. This is LeBron James. It's baseball. Yeah, like it works.
Okay,
it works. Speed.
Or like a joy.
Hold on. This is just funny. Yo,
this guy's never had any of these.
You're back squeezing, dog.
He's what?
He's back squeezing, yo. What do you mean, yo? Look at this, yo.
He's back squeezing. He's squeezing in his back.
You see it.
Or you flip, or
he said yes. He said yes.
Sorry.
Or you flip the script and you go like with a Joy Taylor, like who's just dominating right now.
Nah, I can't see them because I think when I watch a Skip Bayless, I feel like his audience doesn't want a female to go back and forth with them.
He may not have the choice from a production level though.
Of course he is.
Skip is gonna say something and it'll just kill the whole show.
No, man. Listen, similar to Stephen A. Like he is the star over there. That's why Shannon had to agree to the buyout. Shannon probably wanted, because he knew his popularity is going up. He demands more respect, but on that show, he's still subservient to Skip, even though his personality and popularity is probably over what Skip is bringing to the table.
A lot of it has to do with exit though, right? So exit typically dictates direction of the next strategy, right? It may not necessarily be him leaving, right, on a certain scenario, but again, it could go either way. But
we'll see.
Michael Irvin.
You said Michael Irvin, eh? Okay.
Michael Irvin was incredible, man. So he can't. It's the extracurricular activities, man.
The other person I would like, but I think that they, not to be as blatantly like
Dylan Brooks,
the whole like black and white thing.
I
think JJ Redick is an amazing debater, and against like a Skip Bayless,
but he
would call him on.
No, but he's not. His personality. He's a good debater, but his personality is not strong enough. So you need the guy that has the facts, can debate, but also that strong personality. Right. JJ doesn't have that. You know, JJ's good. He doesn't have that.
He's great, and he's coming up his ranks. You're right. Yeah, I get you on that.
Yeah. Like Michael Irvin, the guy, he can do both sports, and he's on, and he was like the best at what he was doing at the time. I mean, you're a Cowboys guy, man. You see it, you know that.
But is Skip a Cowboys guy too? So, cause I don't know. I think that they wouldn't want, because I know Stephen A. isn't, so I don't know if Skip was.
Don't forget, Skip is old too, so you got to watch that because you don't know what his exit is.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
So there could be a.
Who do you want to be your co-host? Who's your exit? You want Chris Shetty beside you?
Yo, this guy is on point tonight, yo. Smarties, buddy. Yo. Smarty's gonna play the game, man. Like, yo, we're gonna.
I think we got to put him in prime time or something.
Yo, man.
Listen, every week I have me like this.
Well, I mean, dog, like you set the table now.
Yeah.
This is it.
Yeah.
This is it.
Because when he's here, we're like cleaning up vomiting. At least this way we
Oh,
don't.
Bacchanal.
Oh, Bacchanal! Look how good silent. Look.
Sorry, I'm getting confused. Oh God, where did he escape? Escape.
Alright, so this was episode what?
13, you said?
No, I didn't say 13.
12?
Yeah.
All right, well, why ask me that?
Because
Yo,
you weren't listening.
you're
I
like Tracy.
You wrote the whole thing. I said
Baby.
listen, and then you tell me, oh, we listened.
So why ask me
and then
that?
you weren't
So
listening.
why ask me
Because
that?
I want to see if you were listening.
Stop this.
You didn't listen.
Stop this.
It was very disrespectful.
Big up to everybody on the inside for listening to episode 19 of Bebop.
Oh, Bacchanal.
Thank you, Smarty. Bebop and Bacchanal.
Who's winning that?
3.78 liters.
I don't think we actually promised it to them yet, did we?
You know what I
So
can see
we
this?
can make a whole new thing. It's not going to be to the leader of the pool.
That means I would have got it then.
Is that me though?
Whatever.
I'm in first, huh?
No,
I'm first.
no, you're not.
I'm in first.
No, you're not.
I won the pool.
No, you did not.
I had to. Who won?
I'm going to tell you right now.
Brandon said.
I gotta be in first.
You're definitely not in first.
I think I'm doing better than all four.
Jeez, I think you're behind me, guy.
Yeah?
I think so.
Yeah, I gotta be in
Well, you're behind him, eh?
Oh,
Yo,
hey.
listen.
Are you attacking?
Oh, Bacchanal.
Yo, was it an iPhone 2? Why is your phone so small, dog?
Hero Ball 1.
Hero ball?
Hero Ball, which is flex.
So what place am I in?
You're second.
Oh, okay.
But
Yes.
you can't win.
Big up
Okay,
Flex.
I'm in second.
But you can't win.
I'm in second though.
So what does that
Who's
mean?
third? Who's
What does
third?
that mean?
Who's
Because
third?
you picked
Denver was the big one.
Denver's
Yeah,
your way.
okay.
Yeah.
You're the only one that got 30 points in the last one, but you have
Shit.
nothing else.
Okay, and what place are you in, Jake?
I didn't scroll yet.
No, okay, well, keep
No,
going.
I'm good. I don't scroll to bottoms, man. Move your hand.
What was this guy doing?
Currently, I'm 17th. I'm tied. I'm tied with Dad Bod and Soca Champagne, who didn't do any picks for second, third, or fourth.
Hey, listen, if anybody's getting married, listen, this is a good centerpiece, eh? Jake?
So I'm 17. Hold on, I'll tell you who else. Smarties is 13.
Okay,
Chetty was tied for third.
okay.
Oh,
Yeah, and Brandon tied for 8th.
Yo, you came up, man.
Oh, I did.
Chetty tied for third with Kyle.
okay.
Well done. And you came second. But you can't win.
So I can't, so
So Flex won.
I can't get a hot sauce? Okay,
No.
so what did Flex win?
Well, I don't know yet. What do we say we're going to give him? Are you going to attack Bam for him, or what are you going to do?
Give him that.
Well,
Give him
I
that.
mean,
Oh, Bacchanal.
did you get an extra large or no?
No, this can't be for... Nah, Flex is probably as tall as this bottle.
Wow.
It doesn't
Listen,
make sense.
just because the guy's vertically challenged, it's not his fault.
Oh.
No, he could
He
start one of
genuinely
those... Yeah, he could start one of those A&E shows.
Wow, Jay, this 2023 A&E?
I didn't say anything.
Arts and Entertainment?
I didn't say anything.
What kind of shit are you talking about?
I don't know. 90 days.
Soca all day!
I don't know where that one came from.
This guy's just clicking buttons.
This guy's just clicking buttons at this point.
Smarties is like this right now.
No, Smart drinking the Captain Morgan's.
Soca all day!
Captain Morgan's.
Right now, he should be drinking like Metamucil or something. He's backed up. All this crap he's been doing.
Horlicks.
Horlicks is a great drink, eh?
No, it's not. Well, that's me at Horlicks.
Never. I don't like Horlicks.
Ovaltine?
Ovaltine.
Oh, I know.
Welcome to Milo.
Milo, yeah.
Milo and Ovaltine, 100%.
Listen,
No, but we had to do something special with this because the people have to know.
we gotta figure
What this
something
is,
out.
yeah.
Yeah, we gotta figure something out.
Send us
This
a
is
DM.
impressive.
I call it Bacchanal. Send us a
This,
DM.
no one's ever seen pepper sauce this size in life.
in life.
This is one of one on planet Earth.
And what's
Ay,
crazy
ay,
about-
ay.
This is why do you have put a Smartie sample in there? Look. Oh, sorry, you don't really play also. You don't have a-
Oh, Mike plays baseball, guys. I'm thinking of this bro.
Oh,
You don't really play out.
That was a knee slapper. No, but all jokes aside, I'm seeing like all the pepper seasons. Like this is gonna be a serious thing.
Yo, the pepper all to the top. That's even what's real. Like it didn't even like drop to the bottom.
So where are you looking at? The tip you said?
Yo,
Where are we looking? You're looking all the way up to the tip.
look at pepper.
That's crazy.
You obviously want to go home and sit around.
All right.
Big up to everybody on the inside for listening tonight. Episode 12 in the books.
Yes. Thank you, Chetty, for the technical help here today. You know, bless up to Smarties on the outside.
Appreciate it, guys.
Oh, Bacchanal.
Yeah.
Smarties came strong with the internet game today.
He did, he
Heavy,
did.
heavy.
Chetty's hot sauce. Thank you
Yes.
so much.
Very impressive. One of one on the planet.
3.78 liters. Crazy.
Like I make this in like shampoo and hair conditioner. This is pepper sauce. Like how crazy is this?
Well done, man.
Yeah, man. Crazy.
So that's it. It's 11 o'clock. Time to put the kids to bed. They should be in bed by now.
Yeah, I agree.
It's the
Everybody,
last hour.
cheers.
Cheers to life.
Smoke up all day.
Come back this Monday, you know.
Yeah, let's get we
Let's
should.
do it this Monday.
We should.
Chetty, you available this Monday to do this again? All right, so we keep the camera here. We'll be back on Monday. Actually, we could even do it after the next game. You ready up?
After the next game?
Yeah, let's go one time. Just go live.
What do you mean? What time's the
No,
game?
game Sunday.
Next game is Sunday?
Well, it's Wednesday, and then actually no
Oh,
Wednesday.
because you're going away Wednesday. So we could do that on IG
No,
Live.
I didn't say I'm going away. I said I was.
You're going to the game.
I didn't say I'm going to the game. We'll see.
Okay, I'm going to book Wednesday now.
Okay, so listen. If
Uh-huh.
the game starts at 8,
That's true.
the game goes to 10:30,
Our flight
11.
is like
It's
3
way
hours.
past my. Listen, way past my bedtime.
So you're not making it.
Oh hell no! Way past my bedtime. Next Monday. Usual time.
Alright.
Same bad time.
Same batch.
Same bad channel. Big up yourself. Everybody inside. Thank you for tuning in. Big up Chetty's hot sauce. Once
Yeah,
again.
we going.
Sorry, this is very impressive. Sorry, I just gotta say it one more time. This is very impressive.
Impressed by the size?
Oh, Bacchanal.